All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakakadash, and the Heavenly Father. The true name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the Lost Kodash, the Holy Tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Ba'akim Akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is another sit-down lesson that I want to bring out, outside lesson, as of February the 8th, 2026. On this Sunday, and this is the book of Ecclesiastes Chapter 3 and verse 8, and that's going to be the topic of the outside lesson. It says in a time to love, in a time of HATE, in a time of war, in a time of peace. Right, so we're living in a time of HATE, and we're living in a time of war, because there's no new thing under the sun. Because we see wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You know, we seeing these war, evil, and pestilence that Yahweh Shemashai showed us, showing us, and just like Jeremiah, the prophets of old, you know, they was prophesying against great countries, great kingdoms, war, evil, and pestilence, and that's what's taking place in these times. So we see these war, evil, and pestilence, and these biblical signs, and these prophecies that about to come to pass we feel. I'm gonna go up a verse, all the way to verse 1, right time for everything. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time for every person heaven. Right, so we're living in these modern day times and seasons, and every person heaven, which is modern day biblical science and science of time. That's why we're measuring the time, diligent itself, occupying prophecies, because Heavenly Father show us more and more of these biblical signs and science of times, and that's only going to continue to increase. This is Ecclesiastes Chapter 3 verse 8. It says, in a time of love, in a time of HATE, in a time of war, in a time of peace. Right, so we're living in a time of HATE, and we're living in a time of war, World War II. So that's only going to continue to increase, you know. This is Ecclesiastes Chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, in a time to be born, in a time to die, in a time to plant, in a time to pluck up the witches planet. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 3. It says, in that time to KILL, in a time to heal, in a time to break down, in a time to build up. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 4. It says, in that time to weep, in a time to laugh, in a time to mourn, in a time to dance. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 5. It says, in a time to cast away stones, in a time to gather stones together, in a time to embrace, in a time to refrain from the person. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 6. In a time to get, in a time to lose, in a time to keep, in a time to cast away. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 7. In a time to reign, in a time to sow. It says, in a time to reign, in a time to sow, in a time to be silent, in a time to speak. Right, so we're in a time of speaking of biblical signs and prophecies are increasing on a day-to-day basis. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes 3 verse 8. In a time to love, in a time of HATE, in a time of war, and a time of peace. Right, so we are in those times. The time of HATE, in a time of war, and that's only going to continue to increase. Now we understand, you know, everything's a balance. It might be times where it might be times of love, time of peace, and then the time of HATE and the time of war, because we're in those times, because, you know, it's a balance. Because that's been happening from the beginning of time all the way to now, because there's no new thing under the sun, but definitely for sure we're in those times, and the time of HATE and the time of war. And we see these war, evil, and pestilence, and these biblical signs, these prophecies that's about to come to pass, we feel. As Habakkuk mentioned, Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, he was saying that for the vision shall upon a time, the end shall speak, not lie, terror, wait for it, because it should come not terror. Because, you know, we're in those times of the prophecies that's about to come to pass, we feel. And we're in the times of the time of HATE and the time of war. So there's no new thing under the sun, like it says in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. Since I mentioned that, then I'm going to close it out. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, it's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. It says, the thing that had been is that which shall be, and as which shall be, that which is done, there is no new thing under the sun. Right, so there's no new thing under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 10, it says, is there anything wherefore it may be said, this is new, having already old times before us? Fine. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 11, there is no remembrance of former things, neither should be any of remembrance of the things are to come that should come after. Right, so once all these prophecies come to pass fulfilled, it's going to be no more in remembrance, and things are to come. But we're definitely living, we're definitely living biblical signs and signs of times, just like it was in ancient times, and we're in those times once again. So we're in the time of HATE and the time of war, because there's no new thing under the sun. Just like that was taking place in ancient times, now it's happening once again these times, because there's no new thing under the sun. So with that, this was just a quick outside lesson that I want to bring out the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 8, and that was the title of the outside lesson as of February the 8th, 2026, on this Sunday. And this is a outside lesson number 2 as of February the 8th, 2026, on this Sunday. As of the title of the sit-down lesson, once again, was Ecclesiastes Chapter 3 and verse 8, and that was the title of the sit-down lesson. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to say Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, B'Karkadash. And the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and the Son begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the Lashon Wadash, the Holy Tongue, and I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Ba'akim Ba'akwaf. Until next time, I would say Komi Asherallah, and the Baal Babal, and Shalom.